Hi learners, this case illustrates the key issues and challenges in creating and sustaining a successful brand in emerging markets. Peter England, which is India's largest apparel brand by sales volume, is struggling to formulate a strategy to sustain the brand's market dominance. Later in this video, let's see how they overcome this challenge and dominated the market in India. Peter England's history goes back to the 19th century. The brand first gained recognition making uniforms for the British military, developing a reputation for quality products and fair pricing. Peter England was launched in India by Aditya Birla Nuvo in 1997. 3 years later, the firm became the owner of the brand worldwide. Today, Peter England is India's largest apparel brand by sales volume. For the better understanding, this case study has been divided into three stages. One is the rising stage of Peter England between years 1997 to 2002. Next is the stagnation stage between the years 2003 to 2009. Last stage is the rejuvenation stage, which is from 2010 to 2014. When Peter England was launched in India, it targeted a large and untapped segment of the menswear market, the middle-class consumers who aspire to buy quality apparel from reputable brands, but the premium pricing of the reputable brands would put those brands out of reach for them. So Peter England's marketing strategy focused on the positioning of high-quality shirts from a brand with a European heritage and a fair price. It was the first apparel brand in Indian history to leverage television advertising. Peter England established distribution agreements with over 2,300 third-party retailers throughout India. 4 lakh shirts were sold in their first year, 1997. In 1998, sales reached 1 million shirts. In 1999, 2 million shirts were sold. In 2000-2002, the brand launched casual wear shirts, trousers, and suits. By 2002, Peter England became the fastest apparel brand in Indian history to reach 1 billion rupees in sales and was voted as one of the country's most trusted brands by consumers. The competition intensified in 2003 to 2009, with several new brand entrants as well as existing national brands aggressively expanding into Peter England's territories. For example, Coutons, one of the existing branded players, spent 4 times that of Peter England on advertising in 2009 and offered lower prices. The third-party distribution network of Peter England started declining in sales volume. Also, the products sold through exclusive branded outlets began to surpass multi-brand outlets. These changes in the market revealed that Indian consumers wanted not only a smooth transaction when they shopped, but a wider range of in-shop service and more immersive, high-quality brand experience. Another factor that affected Peter England during this period was its pricing. The brand kept its prices constant. This had two negative effects. First, Peter England's lower prices dampened consumers' perception of the brand's prestige relative to other brands in the same category. Second, the cap on prices coupled with the rising cost of manufacturing made it difficult for Peter England to offer attractive margins to retailers. At last, Peter England's business model became increasingly problematic. The brand had a predominantly make and then sell model. It had to purchase fabric and start the manufacturing process before orders from the third-party distributors came in. This often resulted in overproduction, and the problem was intensified by the decline of sales of the traditional distribution channels. Peter England dealt with excess production by offering large discounts, which not only undermined revenues but degraded the brand's image in the consumer's mind. It also had a negative downstream effect on the brand's advertising budget, which in turn affected the sales. By the end of 2009, Peter England realized that without a new strategy, Peter England would soon be overtaken by its competitors. To devise this new strategy, Aditya Birla Nuvo had to not only consider the above issues, but also rethink what the brand should stand for and whom it should serve. On the positive side, despite the problems of the previous years, Peter England remained the top brand in terms of brand awareness and favorability in India. Through their consumer research, they found that many consumers of the younger generation regarded Peter England as a brand of their father's generation. So they decided to reposition Peter England as the brand that gave young generation the confidence to pursue their aspiration through honest effort and hard work. All the elements of the marketing mix were updated. They also opened a large number of exclusive and multi-brand outlets to provide modern and quality shopping experience for customers. Furthermore, Peter England increased its prices, thereby shifting the perceived prestige upward as well as boosting the margins for the retailers. To communicate the new positioning to consumers, Peter England launched a nationwide advertising campaign called Beginning of Good Things. The rejuvenation strategy was effective. Peter England saw another phase of accelerated growth in terms of revenue and profitability. Thank you everyone for watching this video. For more such interesting case studies, please subscribe 5 Minutes Learning channel in YouTube.